Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with the New England Patriots. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Play here to start the drive. That'll net him 14 yards as they pick up the first.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now Jones. He finds his man, complete. It's Ray. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, we're going to sell the go. Just go. Let's see who's faster.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Throwing, Jones. He finds his man, complete. It's Bishop. And he'll go down at the 28. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
On first down, under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Jones, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
So this game, Charles, you know, we talked about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
Certainly not what they wanted defensively. We're hoping to hold them to a field goal. Instead, they're able to convert the 3rd and long here on the opening drive.
So not only was it a flipping field position and a flipping fortunes, but how about mentally? You just described it. They were hoping to force them into a field goal there. Instead, they give up the big gain, and now it's 1st and goal. The offense has got them on their heels. I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
2nd down and goal. Jones got his man complete over the middle. That's Myers. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. And defensively, these corners struggled last week. They're struggling again here early on the opening drive.
And you know that was not unnoticed on tape. So when they saw their struggle last week, guarantee they went right into the game plan, attack them early, see if they're going to play any better, and if not, you keep the pressure on them until things change.
3rd and goal at the 4-yard line.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
Now Ross to return.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in week 3. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Here's 2nd and 10.
On the give, McAllister with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. They go play action now. Wilson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get, taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And he comes back with one complete. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 35.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
On 3rd down, here's Hunt. Fighting through, and he's got space. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
44 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
Now Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And the Pats are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and he can't do it all on one throw.
And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
13 now. They work on 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Jones.
And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. Second and 10.
To throw again. Jones. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A great play there. 87 yards. And the Patriots are able to strike quickly for 6. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
On 2nd down, McAllister. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
They'll try to run for the 1st down with Hunt. Able to push his way through. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
61 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
His first carry of their 2nd drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Here's Wilson to throw. Well, that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing is Wilson. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Now the Jets will call on a field goal unit here. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. Here's Jones, throwing to start the drive. Open man is Myers. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because they had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
On second down now. It's Bishop, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Looking to throw. Jones. There's Henry. Touchdown, Patriots. Hunter Henry with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Patriots add on to their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man. And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Wilson. Catch is made by Hardman. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Now Wilson on first down. Locates Hardman for another catch. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. To throw again is Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So he had a chance to get him on the board there, but unfortunately that big yellow metallic structure in the back of the end zone, it had other plans.
And that's one where kicker's watching it the whole way saying, oh no, don't hit it. Rats.
And we got Mike, number 53. Mike 53. Push him back. Push him back. Check 53 is Mike. Watch the slant. 53 is the Mike. 53. Check 53. Back in 60.
Now Jones throwing on first down. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Well, these two teams, you might remember, met it. Foxborough earlier in the season with the Patriots winning that ball game. So they're looking for another win here at MetLife Stadium to take the season series 2-zip.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. Throw left side complete. That's Bishop. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. So at halftime, it's the Patriots with the advantage. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. And now here's Ross. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, But for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On 3rd down, Hunt. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
34's the mic. 34's the mic. He's coming. Check in. Check in.
On 1st down, McAllister. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Bishop. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 68 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. Jones on 1st and 10. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
On 2nd down, it's Bishop. He gets away from one. He'll get it to the 23-yard line.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look. 6 DBs. Off the play fake. Jones. Open man is Jacoby Myers. He's got it. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And the return will stop right around the 25. And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
Open man here, the tight end Henry. Touchdown, Patriots. Hunter Henry with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Pats take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. No problem there on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Now Ross to return. And able to get this out to the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now Wilson. Uncorks one for Davis. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter. And they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Patriots have it. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And now here's Ross. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Wilson. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillen now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And the Patriots take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? Who? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Jones. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Patriots get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Now Ross to return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams... patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Tighten up. Pull it together. Mike 54. Mike 54. I'm not ready.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 72 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch the screen. Pass. 49.
They'll run. This is Hunt. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up. 49's the mic. Watch 49. Check, 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 check.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They get the USC man, Elijah Vera Tucker. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Squeeze, squeeze, double, double.
Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Patriots have it.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. They'll run on 1st down. It's Bishop. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
About 3 yards there to the 27. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackle through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points. But this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
They'll keep it on the ground. Ross. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. 30, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. 77 yards. And the Jets are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Carlson. Open goal as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And it's all but certain that this win streak is going to extend another week. Just another tremendous performance in this one. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. Into the secondary, past the 40. And finally, down at the 41-yard line.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
We want it. Come to my world. Slam, slam. 19-18.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Bishop. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Back to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Come on. You better bring it.
They'll keep it on the ground. Ross, absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
54 right there. 54 Mike. Okay, double up. Mike 54. Mike 54. We own them. We own them.
down at the 28, and that is well short of the first.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Offensive explosion help leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for New England, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll return home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Jets, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.